but that's your own fault. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, man. Let me share my screen with y'all and put y'all mics on mute until I call on you.
All right.
Can y'all see my screen?
Yes. Hold on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Already. All right, so first thing, and Jalen, you won't be on this, but the first thing is I got y'all all in a Google Classroom. It says outside receivers one-on-one. This is just for y'all. This has nothing to do with the slots. The thing about Duncanville, we have 2 receiver coaches. I coach all the receivers, but my main focal point is the outside. All right, same thing, Coach Paul. Coach Paul coach all the receivers, but his main focal point is on the inside. You know, he'll tell y'all to do drills and this and that, and I'll tell everybody to do drills. I'll hit Junior up, or whatever case may be. But focal point wise, I got the outside guys. Okay, so that's why we have our separate class, but we have our all together class too. All right, so I just put a new video up. All right, so take a look at this right here. You can click on this, and Jalen, I can add you to this. There's no problem. I can add you to it. You have to just shoot me your email or whatever. All right, right now, I'll give you my phone number at the end. All right, so equipment right here, equipment list. We went over equipment list. We're gonna take a look at the equipment list. Just like I told Jarrell last time, the main equipment things that I would like from you is to get a rope. Okay, that rope is major, because you can do a lot of things with these ropes that you can do with the cones. Okay, but it's a lot easier to carry around, as well as you can cut the rope out. You need 3 ropes. You can cut the 3rd rope in half, and you have 2 short ropes. Okay, now once you go on this in the Google Classroom, is a video that goes with it that you'll see kind of what you can do with the ropes. Same thing as the cones. All right, you can do the cones the same way though. You can line the cones up straight in the line just like ropes. And they can be used as your ladder as well if you don't have access to a ladder. All right, so today what we're gonna really focus on is slant and post and violent hips. But I'm gonna do a little review of last time. Y'all wasn't able to make it to the last meeting that we had outside receivers. All right, so the last meeting we had talked about the stop route. Okay, stop route. If we're looking at this video, down here is Jarrell right here. He's running a stop. All right, let's break this route down. The first thing he did wrong, if we looking at this, watch him take off. What did he do wrong, Mills?
He had a false step.
What do you mean by false step? Explain that to me when you say false step.
He didn't explode off his front foot.
He didn't explode off his front foot?
He took a step back.
All right. What about Keith? What you think he did wrong on this?
Shit, I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, he didn't explode off front foot. Well, y'all both got it. Y'all both got it right. So if you look at this, when he get ready to take off, his foot. Let me draw this line. Get my line up. His foot started off right here. Yeah. But before he took off, his foot went backwards. He should never pick up his front foot to take off. That means he don't have enough weight on his front foot. We want about 80 to 90% on our front foot. I used to say get on the balls of your toes, but I stopped even saying that because sometimes for some people it's not comfortable to be on the balls of your toes, and it tends to make you jump off sides, false start. So I just want a lot of weight on my front foot, okay? Let's go back to it, all right? So, but after that, he took off. He had a pretty decent route. It was pretty decent. He took 3 steps, 1, 2, 3. But right before he got ready to get out of his route, he already looking back. He giving his route away already. Okay. Also, he can be more violent with his hips. He needs to be more violent with his hips, more violent with his arms as well. Okay. Did he get to the depth we want? Yes, he got to 5. We prefer to get to 6 back to 5. All right. In 3 steps, you should be able to get to 6 back to 5. Now, it's two ways that we run this route, okay? You can run 3 big steps, 2 small steps, okay? It actually would be 3 small steps, but it's 2. So it'll be like 1, 2, 3 big steps, 3 big steps, and then you got to take 2 short small steps, okay? He didn't quite do it, but it wasn't terrible what he did. Also, the last thing on this route is where he's facing the wrong way. We want to call close the door. We don't want to be like that. We want to be like this. Close the door. Reason why we want to be like that is if we catch the ball, we can fake right or shimmy right and turn out left, or we can fake left, shimmy left, and turn out right. And if the ball is late, the DB have to fight through our back. The DB has to come through us to get the ball. So it will be a tough catch, but we still can make the catch. Okay, let's take a look at one more of these. All right, down at the bottom, this is Jarrell again. How was his start this time?
Let me see.
See, can we look at it? Was it good, bad, okay?
It was like he ain't really explode. It was like, it's not like a fast get off, but it's like it's
Right.
a get off though.
Exactly. And see, that's the thing. We got to our first 10 yards has to be explosive. Keith, you don't have to be the fastest receiver in the world. Mills, you don't have to be the fastest receiver in the world. Do colleges like speed? Yes. Everybody wants speed. But you don't have to be the fastest in the world to be able to have an explosive get off and an explosive 10 yard. His get off is not real explosive. His false step wasn't like it was the first time. But once he did get going, that first step, the first 3 steps were great. After he got going, once he got them first 3 steps, those were great steps because he's gaining ground. That DB believes he's finna run by him. All right. The thing that I don't like is his chest is still just a little bit high on a transition. Right here, how he's leaning forward is how he should be throughout the whole route. When he get ready to go into his break, he still should be forward or sinking even more forward. Right before he get ready, he gives it away a little bit. Right here, look at that angle. See that angle? That angle shouldn't be there. We want that angle here. What I always say is, if you ride in a car with your mom, Jalen, if you ever rode in a car with your mom and she driving fast, what happens when she get ready to stop on brakes real fast? What do the car do and what do you do if you're in the front seat?
Car stop. I just keep going forward.
Keep going forward. But you hear what I just said, right? In order to stop, you have to keep doing what? Going forward. You can't stop leaning back. My old saying is, if you lean back, you fall back. If you lean back, you fall back. So you can't lean back. So my thing is, you have to be leaning forward in order to stop. Okay? So he got a slight lean back. All right? Next thing, right out his break, he's turning and snapping his head. I'm okay with that, but his body is leaning back. So that means it's taking him too long to get out his break. 1, 2, 3. All right, so, and then his arms is faking. His arms is moving fast, but it's not going with his legs. His arms is moving faster than his legs. Your arms should make your legs move the same beat, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 steps, okay? We can do a 4 steps to get out the break, but we prefer less than that. We prefer way less than that, okay? What's up, Rashad? Sherrod and Rashad?
What's up?
What's up?
All right, so you see, so right here, did he close the door good enough for us?
Did he close the door? Play it again? Nah. It don't look like he even came back to the ball.
All right, you got to come back to the ball 1 step. And we don't want you there. We want you here so you can be able to make a move. Okay, we don't want you at the first one. We want you at the second line. Cool. But
Hey, coach,
the kid,
coach, was that Krill?
this just stopped. What happened was the slot receiver busted. That was square. He busted. But I can tell you one thing about this route was he gave 100% effort, and he threw a high ball, and he made the catch. These are the catches that we have to be able to make. We have to be able to make these catches. I see his eyes on the ball. He's looking the ball in. This the part that I do like about it. Because my thing is, boom, he didn't get talked about one dude. That's a play. A 5-yard play turns into a 10-yard play. What we always say is one person should be able to get you down. Ever get you down. Not one person should ever get you down. Okay? College coaches always say if you can make a play, at least 7 to 9 plays where you breaking tackles and nobody can get you down, you'll get a college scholarship easily. Okay? So let's talk. So that's just a little recap of what we talked about last week. We go more into that next time. All right, but what we're talking about today is violent hips. Excuse me, violent hips. Okay, so this right here is Kevin Ridley. Okay, let me play the video. Run it back again. Okay, so I'm gonna start with you first, Hood. What do you think he did so great about this route? Is one thing that he did excellent about this route.
He drove off the ball real good first.
He drove off the ball real good. Okay, what you think, Washington?
Play again. Sure, I can't really see, to be honest.
What you think he did great on this?
Shoot. I can't. We supposed to be looking at the receiver? Because I don't see a DB.
The receiver. Yeah, you looking at the receiver.
I only see a DB. That's what I'm saying. I don't really see the receiver.
Okay. You on your phone?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you? Can you see it, Marquise?
Yeah.
Okay, what you think he did good about it?
It's like he finna do a fade.
That's what I want to hear. That's what I was waiting to hear. Every route that we run has to look like a fade. Every single route that we run has to look like a fade. Everything we run. If we run a slant route, you have to come off the ball like you about to do a fade. If you running a stop route, if you running a comeback, everything has to look like a fade because you got to make the DB react to you. If the DB never react to you, you are already covered. All right? So let's break down him right quick. So thing that I don't like what he did, look at his stance. I would rather him be already down. Where he started and where he get ready to push off, he take a slight false step and he pushing down. Okay? He pushing down. So if he was already right here where he's at right now, that would be perfect. He's already in the stance. If he started right here, he already taken off. Okay? That's the stance we want. A low stance where we can drive off the ball. Second thing, all right, thing he did well, patience. Okay, once he did drive off the ball, he didn't motor off. He was trying to see a reaction from the DB. He gave this is called a double. 1-2. That's a double move. He gave a double step. You have singles, doubles, and triples. He gave a double. Once he gained ground, closed some of the ground, right there, then he gave a 1-2 and ran by him. So as he running by him, the DB opened his hips. Now, boom, boom, he did a snap down. That's the 3 steps that I'm talking about that we want to be able to do on the top. 1, 2, right here. 1, 2, 3. Come out our break. Play it in fast motion. 1, 2, 3. Violent hips is what he had. Look at his hips. Very violent. Look where he's at when he's getting ready to stop. His head is here. His toes is here. Could he have been a little bit more forward? Yes. But his head is here, is not back here. To stop, he's going forward in order to stop. That's the only way you'll be able to ever stop on a dime if you're going forward. Okay? Let's take a look at Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen is a big receiver like Hood, like Washington, like Jarrell. Big receivers. Okay? So let's take a look at him and see how violent his hips was. All right. So we just looked at this. What do you think about his stance? Hood.
He already low, so he can get a good burst off.
He can get a good burst. He already low. He don't have to. He already where we want him to be. He already where we want him to be. So when he take off, he ain't dropping down first. He just taking straight off. Look at his front foot. Did he take a false step? No, he didn't. He just came straight off because 80 to 90% of his weight is on the front foot. Now, he was patient when he got off. He gave like a slight, this is called a hesitation move, a slight hezo, a slight double. He gave a slight double. He gave a slight 1-2. Fade looks just like a fade. I'm finna beat this DB to the outside. Keenan Allen ain't the fastest dude in the world. That's why he used a slight hezo, gained ground on the DB. He got within 1 foot of this DB before he made a move. Once the DB opened his hips, look at how he's driving his arms. He's in a sprinter position. He don't have chest back, Hood. His chest ain't back. His chest is over his feet, and he got his arms driving. He is trying to get out of there. Look at it again. 2 more steps. He's still in the same position, even more lower. Still even more lower. Even more lower. Right before he take his break point, he's already where he needs to be. He just have to slightly go a little bit more forward. In order to stop, you have to go where, Jalen? In order to stop.
You gotta go forward.
Gotta go forward. Can't stop without going forward. Look how forward he went. Boom. Look how he stopped on the dime. Easily stopped on the dime. Now, look at the position he catching the ball in. Is he where he's supposed to be at, Marquise?
Yo.
So I'm not blowing smoke to you. This is an NFL player. He closed the door, so in case this DB start to drive on him, he still got to go through his back. Okay, let's look at another one. This here is Jerry Jeudy, the new Cowboys. Okay, let's see how this happened.
Playing for the Broncos.
You with the Broncos?
Yeah. You think about CD?
Yeah, I'm thinking about CD. CD, I had one of CD, I took it off. All right, let's look at this in fast motion. All right, now breaking down, what do you think about this one, Keith? Can you see this one?
No, I only see the stance. Then we take off. I don't see.
Okay. So what about his stance? Do you think I like this stance?
Yeah, I say so, yeah.
Why you say so?
I mean, cause he got his he over his toes, like when he's standing, like I mean his chest lined up with his toes, and
yep,
so
and I'm good with that. The only problem is that I have with this is what, Hood?
Say it again, Coach.
What problem do I have with this stance? He got his chest
too
over
high.
toe.
He too high. He too high.
No, not necessarily.
His hands ain't even up.
Yeah, but there's one particular thing that he's doing.
He ain't got his hands up.
Yeah, I said he ain't got his hands up, and like from the angle I'm looking at, he look like he's standing straight up.
Yeah, that's why I say he could stand to be a lot lower. His chest is forward, but he can stand to be a lot lower. But it's one particular thing that he's doing that we don't do. Really think about this. Look at the
Oh,
seat.
his foot. His foot.
No.
His foot.
Yep.
I'm thinking.
Oh yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ball is on the inside. And he got his inside foot out. Some coaches teach that depending on the route and your steps, they'll have you to put your inside foot because if he may be counting 4. Okay, so we count 3. So we have our outside foot back. We need our outside foot back. And then you are correct. Now,
It's just you got to see the field.
Now, when he first started his route, all right, this is a good release. I feel like this is a good release. Reason why this is such a good release because he got the DB to flip his hips slightly. He knew where he wanted to go. He knew he was going outside. So therefore, I'm gonna give you a major hezo inside. Also, his legs is outside the frame of his body. All right, is outside the frame of the DB's body. Sometimes what we do is we'll take a jab step and we still here. Well, his leg is so far outside the DB body, the DB has to move. He has to move with him. And once he moved with him, then he gave him a combo. He gave him a double. So here, now, 1, 2, now I'm gone. Now, what he's doing is attacking the DB's near hip. Most coaches teach attack the blind spot or near hip. If I attack this hip and I keep chasing after this hip, Hood may have heard me say this on last year. Chase his hip. If you chase his hip, you lose him. Okay. So now, right now, he's in a bad position. This DB cannot really see where the receiver is. So he's trying to feel where the receiver is. Now the receiver got all the control. Now he can run any route he wants to. So as the DB trying to recover, he take a snap down. It's called a snap down. Violent hips. Look, right before he stopped, where he going? Forward. Right before he stopped, we going forward. Head over toes. Shoulders over knees. That's how he's able to stop on a dime like that. So here, 1, 2, and then he's gonna flip his hips and it'll be 3. It'll be 1, 2, 3 out of steps. 1, 2, 3. Okay. The only thing I would say is I would like him not to fade back, but you know the only reason why he faded back on this because he had the DB beat so bad. If he would have drove on the ball, the DB probably had an opportunity to come back, but he still should have came back to the ball because based on the route, he ran a stop route. Okay, come back to the ball, close the door. Okay, he did close the door, but he kind of like faded out, just like I said. But the quarterback did find him. Okay. All right, let's move on. All right, we'll talk a little bit about the slant route. Okay, so right now, turning a small slant route into a big play. Okay, let's play it in fast motion first. Okay. All right, so coming off the ball. He didn't take a huge false step. I would like him to be down just a little bit more, but he's in more of a relaxed stance. He came off slow, which is fine. Why is it fine in this situation? Because the cornerback looked like he's in a bail technique. So he came off slow, just see what the cornerback was doing. Because he know if the cornerback is in the bail technique, he can't be playing what? Man, right? So therefore, if he in a bail technique, now I got to see if he playing a cover 2 or a cover 4. All right. Once I came off slow, I realized what he was playing. As he came down, I stuck my foot in the ground, find the safety. As I'm finding the safety, I snap my head around and get in the window. But this step right here, this third step, 1, 2, 3 is violent. Leaning forward is a violent step. We don't lean back. We lean forward. Violent step. Turn your head. Get across his face. Violent step. Turn your head. Get across his face. Make the catch. That's a touchdown. All right. Let's look at this one right here at the top screen. Came off patient again. Why? Because he's in the bell technique. So I came off patient to see what he's gonna do. On my third step, 1, 2, stick. It's a hard stick. All right. The thing I would like him to do is turn his shoulders left as he stick, then come back right. But he made the catch in traffic. Boom. All right. So even if the DB try to drive on the ball, this a good 45-degree angle, he couldn't drive through his body. Make the catch in traffic and go score. All right. Show you one more. All right. So this time he took a hezo step, but as he hezoing, he's covering ground. He's not making no move in place. As he made this step up, he's going forward. He's not making any moves in place. As I'm making moves, I'm making my moves towards the DB so I can close ground, so I can feel what he's doing. Right now, it looks like he kind of in the man technique. So I'm attacking this guy. Once I realize, boom, he's not in the man, I'm gonna stick my foot in the ground and get my eyes on the safety to see where I need to go. All right, now this angle out the break is high. This angle out the break is too high. Angle out the break is up here. All right, it needs to be here. Now he fixed the angle eventually, but we don't want the angle up here because you're gonna get your head knocked off. If we get the angle flat, we can cross his face. So he started high, but he ended up rounding it off and getting flat. You see how he ended up getting flat? But if he would have went where he was going, it would have been over. He catch the ball, get across, that's a touchdown. Okay, so violent hips on that third step, it needs to be a violent step. On that third step, it needs to be violent. All right, so just like the slant route, you have to lean him. It's the same as the post route. You want to lean the guy before you make that move. You want to lean him and make that move. We got what's called a diamond release. We like to work during the season. We got a MIR release where we can get inside, press vertical, and cross his face. We got different types of release. All right, so now let's talk about this post route just a little bit. I pulled up these two because these were the two worst post routes I've seen in my life. Okay, so we're looking at the top screen right now. Hood, you do this a lot. That's why I put this on here. That's why I'm glad you're on here. You still looking, Hood?
Yeah. I'm watching.
Okay. So, as I'm looking at this, right now, if I'm running a post, this is a hard route to run, is it not? Why?
Because he's 10 yards back.
He's 10 yards back.
And he look like he on the inside.
Yeah, any inside. So in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I can't do nothing. He 10 yards back and he inside. All right. So let's watch the route first, and then we'll evaluate it. Watch it one more time. All right. So off top, he did one good thing when he first took off. He started to try to get inside. That is one good thing that he did. But the bad part about him getting inside, the DB already thinking inside. So this is where you have to be smart as a route runner. Right now, would I attack him inside, attack his leverage? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I would force straight up the field or even force out slightly. Not out this way, out as I'm gaining ground. You have to make sure when I'm forcing out, I'm forcing to gain ground. To make him, because to see how far he playing inside, Z is at the bottom of the numbers. This dude is almost at the top of the number. So in his mind, if he's playing like this, he's trying to make sure that you don't get in here because he don't have no help. So he's trying to make sure the sideline is his help. Well, we want to attack him vertically, okay? Now, the next thing he did wrong, we got 7 steps, right? Well, the problem is he took a stutter step right here. Why are we stutter stepping and we never close the gap? We have to close the gap on the DB. Before we can make any move, you have to close the gap because he is still in his back pedal. He see your move before you even do it. So what he could have done, instead of this step, what should he probably have done right here, Hood? I tell you all the time.
Say it again, coach.
What should he have done right here to make this route work?
At like from the beginning or just from right there?
From right here at this point.
He should have kept coming to him, right?
Coming to him, Mills, what you think? Something that I tell you all the time.
He could have kept coming and then put his foot in the ground.
He could have kept coming, or he could have leaned him. He could have leaned him to make him think fade.
Coach. Yeah, I was trying to tell you that one day in practice. Like I can go outside and then like step my foot and then cut it back inside because it's like gonna turn the DB towards the sideline. Like
Yep.
some shit.
Exactly.
Yep, like you finna cross him.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, so like that'll make him turn, open up this way. And then you one stick, cross his face. Stick, cross his face. All right? But nothing gonna work right here when you take a stutter step. The stutter step don't work right there. You gotta be closer to him for a stutter step. Okay? So right here, boom, stutter step, couldn't cross his face. He made sure you couldn't cross his face. Okay? Could we still made a play on the ball? Yes, we could have. All right, so let's look at this one right here. Up top, Mark Whaley, one-on-one. We knew he was gonna be one-on-one. All right, so that's why we called the play. Bad part about it is he's playing almost 10 yards off and already in the bell technique. Okay, what should I do as Mark Whaley? I got him to turn. Okay, he went straight. He attacked vertical. He didn't attack inside. He attacked vertical. This guy was so scared of his speed that he got him to attack vertical. But the problem is with this route is watch what he do. What do you think he did wrong? Anybody tell me? Can anybody tell me what you think he did wrong on this?
Play it again.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Play it again, coach.
All right. He made one crucial mistake that cost us the touchdown.
Because
How many steps are our post?
7.
All right, let's count it. Count the outside leg. If you count your outside leg 4 times, that'll give you 7 steps. Or you count it like I do. I count 1, 3, 5, 7 on my outside. So let's see. 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5. Look where he's cutting it. He got the DB to turn.
Yeah.
His DB is turned. If he take that extra step, he'll be right here on the DB.
Yeah, he could have stacked on top of him, or even made him turn.
No. But see, that's the thing. He wouldn't have to go on top of him because he got his shoulders already turned. If he
I
took that
couldn't
one
see.
step,
Oh yeah.
this would have been the thing that Z would have had done. He'd be able to lean him where he have to try to close and then cross his face. You understand? If he took that one more step, he leaned him, then he crossed his face. Sometimes you may be in a situation where he's so far, you may end up having to even take 9 steps. But right now, this cushion is too far. We want to be within 2 yards of this DB before we make any move. If we're not within 2 yards of the DB, it's almost pointless to make a move unless you run in a slant. You run in a deep route, it's pointless to make a move if you this far. Look at that distance between them. That's way too much distance between him. If he took his extra step like he should have, right here, he would have been in perfect position. Perfect position. Because now I can lean him right, my right foot, my right shoulder, and my head turning right, and then I cross back over his face. You understand that? So let me show you. Let me show you. Hold on. Let me get off of this. Let me show you. Pull this up. All right. This Judy. Okay. I explain his release in a few. But you see how he's leaning this guy? Look how he lean this guy. Judy know he wants to go inside. So I'm going to start. I started inside. The DB opened up. So now I got to attack what? What should I be attacking right now?
Dude, his hip.
His hip. I'm attacking his hip now. So I can attack that blind spot. Boom. Now I'm in that blind spot. Can this DB see me?
No, he can't even see you.
He can't see me. Now I take that extra step. I'm within 1 to 2 yards of this DB. A hard, look at his shoulder, hard shoulder lean, right? Which way is his head?
He looking towards the sideline.
Looking towards the sideline, head that way, shoulders that way, hip that way, leg that way. So I'm leaning this DB to which way I want him to go. Now that I lean him, I can take a hard jab and cross back across his face. Now, this is the key point of all our routes. Once I make that stick and I'm leaning forward, I have to be leaning forward. I can't lean back before I do it. Leaning forward, everything down. Now I have to race. It's called race after break. Don't forget this. When I say race after break, that means I'm like I'm on the starting line and I'm trying to race somebody. Because I know where I'm going, he don't. If I race him out the break, I beat him. This DB is beat terribly bad. Now the ball was thrown terribly bad, and it was an incompletion but he actually got the pass interference because now the DB trying to make up for where he was out. All right. So when he first started the route, though, he started on an inside release, okay, because he noticed his zone. Okay. So if he's zone and he takes a step out, I'm taking a vertical release. But while I'm taking a vertical release, he took a slight MIR so he can see what the DB gonna do. Once he saw the DB open up, he knew he can't run his post right now. Why can't he run his post right now in this position right here? Anybody?
Because he ain't covered no ground yet.
Maybe. I'm looking for something particular. Why can't he run a post right now? Looking at the DB.
A post.
The DB already going inside.
The DB already going inside. The DB already got him. So if he took off and ran a post right now, this DB gonna close him off. So therefore, that's why he started going outside, attacking the hip. Now the DB is in no man's land. Now I done chased the DB. He's in no man's land. Now I can cross his face. Okay, so give me about 10 more minutes and we'll be done. All right, so now this is the last part of it. Now, some guys sent me video. So therefore, if they send me video, I'm gonna post them and I'm gonna break them down. I'm gonna help them out. All right. Unfortunately, he ain't on here right now, but let's break this video down real quick. We're gonna break a couple of them down. Okay. Stance. Not bad. Stance. Comfortable. Arms relaxed, hanging down. The false step is not there as much no more. Did he step back? No. Good. All right. So in this transition though, look where he started. Sorry about that. Look where he started, which is this what we like, right?
Yeah.
Is he still down in that position?
No.
Nah, he rose up.
He rolls up. No, the
quick.
whole time we want to be in that position. All right. Since we're not in that position, when we get ready to come out our break, look at it. Head behind the toes. Head should be where? Over toes. Shoulders should be over your knees. That'll help us be able to snap down with violent hips. Okay. Last thing, 1, 2, 3. After that third step, boom. Now he should only take 2 more steps. With this foot, 1, outside foot, 2, come out the break. Push off that outside foot, open up, come out the break. Race out the break. 3. He took too many steps to come out of it. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's too many steps. That means his hips is not violent enough. Hips got to be more violent. Okay? Take a look at another one. He stayed down a little bit more this time. He stayed down just a little bit more. All right. Now, is this a better position that he in now?
Somewhat, yeah.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Is it exactly what we want? No. We still want to
No.
get this out. We want to get this to be straight up and down. The whole thing. Straight up and down. Okay. But he's in a lot better position than he was at first. Okay. All right. And he took less steps to come out the break and he closed the door. Okay. But we don't want to take that many steps out the break. We want to be able to get it to 3, 1. After this one. On the third step, now we should be only taking 2 little steps. Basically 3 little steps. It'll be little, little, and out. He don't need this extra step. 1, 2, 3. Now little, 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 little. Now he should be, right now he should be coming out of his break. But he had to take a couple more extra steps. That means his arms is not violent enough and he got to work his hips every day. Okay, let's take a look at this. Speedy sent me some video. So I'm gonna break Speedy down. Okay, let's look at this route in fast motion. All right, first thing he did wrong, Marquise, is what?
The first thing Speedy did wrong?
Yep.
He lifted his foot up. Oh shit! I'm wrong.
He did. Yeah, he did though. He did. He lifted up his foot, and that made him like a false step, like off the line first. So he
Okay.
did take 2 steps off the line.
Well, actually, you know what? That ain't bad. Okay, I'm gonna teach y'all. We're gonna talk about this the next time we meet about releases. Okay, we got to talk about releases, how we got singles, doubles, triples. We got to talk about pressure releases. We got to talk about a lot of different releases. But he can pick up his front foot if he would have brought this back foot up to meet the front foot. That's fine. I'm not worried about that part. The part he did, he first flinched. He flinched. You see that? Before he took off, he flinched. Now that he taken off, boom, I would like this left foot to be up here. All right, unless he's doing a machine release. If he's doing a machine release, you want to keep that right foot, that left foot behind. It's like da 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 da. So he's gonna take a machine release, but the machine release has to be outside. It'll be like boom, 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 boom. Then you cross face. But that's not a machine release he's taking. He's taking a single. This is a single. We call this a single. Okay. So if you're gonna take a single, you want to get this back foot up there, because if that DB get his hands on you, you're stuck. Okay. Now, he took an outside release. This is called a diamond release, which is great. He got the DB to turn. The DB think he's running a fade route. That's how I keep. Got to look like a fade. All right. Stick. He got the club ready. He didn't have to club me. He got the club ready. He crossed his face. Not bad. I would have liked him to have stuck and get this right leg out the ground, so he won't be stuck in the ground like he is. So he won't have to take see how he had to take another step to get out that break? One, then he had to take one more step. If he could have just won and then pick this leg up and cross his face, but it wasn't bad. All right. So this one he's running, he got off coverage. He took the MOR off top. All right. Now, I like the MOR, but I would have liked less MOR because he's so far back. I want to do what? Gain ground. So I want to attack MOR, but I want to go attack this. If I want to lean him out to get him in, I want to attack this way. I don't want to attack this way. A good DB, if you do that, he's just going to back up on you. All right. You always have to, if they playing off coverage, you always have to gain ground. All right. So now, once he did get the guy to commit, because the guy probably scared of his speed, okay, he got him to commit, and right here, 1, 2, 3, that time he got his right foot out the ground. That time he actually did get his right foot out the ground to cross face. Now that was a good job to get his right foot out the ground to cross face. But what he could have did better is not attack MOR out. He could attack MOR up. So I'm going MOR, yes, I'm going up. Now I lean him, which he did a good job. He did a double at the top. That's called a double. See, 1, 2. That's why we call it a double. At the top of his route, 1, 2. Double, cross his face. All right. Now the guy wasn't very good that he was playing against, but he did. Okay. We got 2 more, and I'm gonna get y'all out of here. We got 3 minutes to get y'all out of here by 8. Okay. Well, he did wrong here. He took a slight MIR. He's practicing like he got somebody in man coverage. Okay. Only problem is his hands is up, but he ain't using them. He ain't using them. If I'm gonna be a man, I'm having my hands up, I gotta use them. Okay. Now his feet static. If I'm gonna do a single, I got to be able to be square. I want these feet to be square. Also, we want these feet, we want your leg to try to get outside the frame of the body. Remember when Judy ran his route, he got outside the frame of the DB. Right here, you don't get outside the frame of the DB gonna get his hands in your chest. Okay? So it took him a whole extra step right here with his right foot to try to get outside the frame. A good DB, you would never get off the ball. Okay? Now, he got back vertical, which I like. MIR got back vertical. The thing I don't like the choppy step at the top. Okay? It's for post. 1, 3, 5, 7. He got the 7, but it's a choppy step. Instead of taking that choppy step, go ahead and take a regular step and then jab. All his weight should be leaning. Everything should be leaning that way. It's not. It's leaning in. So you're giving your route away. Everything leaning in, you're giving your route away. We don't want to give our route away. We want to lean him out, cross his face. Lean him out, cross his face. He did another one. Let's see. A little bit better, but his feet is still stagnant. All right, this time he didn't take a choppy step. 1, 3, 5. Only problem is he cut it short. 1, 3, 5. All right. Now he reached a little too far on it, but he's in a position where a position of power. He's leaning forward. Everything is forward. It ain't back. Everything is forward. So he's in a position of power to cross his face. Okay. Made a good catch. Good. Dodged the pole. Here's the last one he sent. All right. Not bad. But we want a position of power. This ain't power. This is power. Leaning forward is power. We can't do anything if we leaning back or we barely leaning forward. We want to lean forward. That's power. Okay. Now I promise y'all guys, I'll get y'all out of here by 8. All right. Make sure you get on. Make sure you get on. Let me take this off. Make sure you get on the Google Classroom. Make sure you look at these drills. You need to mark turn in once you do it. Drills should be done every day. It's a video. Watch the video, mark turned in. Okay. Equipment list, mark turned in. All right. Now, any questions for me?
Nah, I'm straight.
I'm good.
Okay. All right. So we're going to have a lot more of these meetings, just us, so we can talk about route running. So we can talk strictly about route running, so we can get better in our route running. If you're a good route runner, you don't have to be fast. Chris Carter was never fast. Jerry was okay. Jerry was like 4.5, Jerry Rice, but he was an excellent route runner. Okay. The keynotes that we're going to take from today is, Jalen, in order to stop, you got to go which way?
Forward.
Forward. You can't stop leaning back. If you lean back, you fall back. Remember that. Rashad, key point to take from today. In order to cross somebody's face, you have to do what?
Step on his hips. Well, get to his hips and then cross him.
Get to his hips. Or you have to lean him. You have to lean him the opposite way of you trying to go. Lean him the opposite way you trying to go. Marquise, in order to run a stop route, what do you have to have in the hips?
You gotta have violent hips.
You got to have violent hips. Violent hips. Your hips got to pop. All right? Your hips got to pop. And the last question for you, Keith. Your stance. Should it be up or down?
Damn.
Step be out or back?
What'd you say?
Should your step be out or should your steps be back?
Out.
Out. Covering ground. Gaining ground on the DB, man. All right. It's 8 o'clock. We right here on time. All right. Any questions?
No.
I'm cool.
All right. Y'all be looking for a message from me about the meeting on Friday. Y'all already know it's Friday, but I'm gonna send it anyway. But y'all know the meeting is Friday at 3 o'clock. Y'all said y'all wanted it Friday at 3, so it's Friday at 3. All right.
I bet.
All right, man. Y'all sleep well.
All right.
All right.